Hello, everybody. So, welcome back to our snapshot testing world. We are now in 13 week 36A, and it's quite a big update. I'm not going to actually get to all of the features that they've included, mainly because exploring the biomes and showing you all that information really deserves a video in and of itself. So, this video will just mainly be the features and blocks that have been added in that are not including any of the biome changes. So, to start off, we're going to look at the new menu. So, they've changed a few things around. The achievements, we now have a couple new achievements. Unfortunately, I can't see all of them because I don't have them unlocked, but we do have a couple achievements. There's new achievements, and we actually have the ability to zoom out on this achievement table. So, along with that achievements, there's now a new achievement command, which allows you to actually give players an achievement. So, let's go, achievement, let's go to this one. What is this? Which one? Wood. Achievement inventory, mine wood. There, achievement getting wood. So as you can see, I actually was able to give myself an achievement, and it actually shows up. So along with the achievements, we actually have an updated statistics screen. Most of this information is the same, and some of this actually has to do with some new features as well. And as you can see, it also shows all of the new items as well, and includes most of the same statistics except this new page that I've never seen before, at least. Tells you how many of something you've killed and how many of that has killed you. So these are some useful statistics for people if they want to look at them. And the nice thing about it is now saved per world and per server. So you won't have to, as long as you're playing on the same world, you shouldn't run into that issue of your achievements getting deleted on updates. Now for the options, they've simplified some of the things a little bit. You just have your difficulty and field of view settings on this main page. This is actually disabled right now. From what I hear, there's some sort of community setting or something, or feature that they're implementing, and that's about all they've said about it. So I think that's what this is for, but of course, haven't been told about that. As for the music, they now have an entire sound setting menu. You can change the total volume as well as the individual volumes for a variety of things, which really helps, as some things such as the weather or tons of cows or whatever is really annoying, and sometimes you want to mute that. But other times you want to have, like, say, your jukebox still playing while you're doing something without all the really annoying loud things from other areas coming and, pretty much making it harder to hear. As well as I've heard they've increased the volume, bass volume, for jukebox and note blocks so that you can hear them a little bit easier. And another one that they've changed is the control menus. They've actually added a lot into here. There's a touchscreen mode, which I don't have a touchscreen, so I can't test if it actually does anything. They actually have a mouse sensitivity adjustment here, and then you can change a lot of the regular hotkeys. So normally you have like your regular walking and jumping, and you've got your attack and everything that you can change. You can now actually determine which of the hotbar, what keys open your hotbar slots. You can change some of the things such as the cinematic camera mode, that's like the F8, where it slows down and makes it so that your mouse doesn't move your view around too quickly. And as well as, like I said, the other ones. But it's a lot better organized now, and there's a lot more things we can change here, as well as that they've added the new sprint control. So, instead of before having to try to double tap to sprint, you can still double tap to sprint for those of you who like that, but you can also just hold forward and press the key and you'll begin sprinting. And you don't have to hold it down, which is another nice thing. So, another crafting, so interface feature that they've introduced is now you can take books and, why can't I shift click you? I'm having issues here. Okay. Why can I not? I wonder why I'm having issues with that. So anyway, you can take a book that has been written on. Wow. Don't know what the issue is. And you can actually copy it multiple times with a book and quill. So like as you can see here, you can copy it up to 9 times at once. Oh, that's what my issue is. And you can actually, I didn't know before that you could stack a written book, but apparently you can. So, that's another nice little feature they add for you for writing novels of sorts. Oh wow, I do not know why my thing's just screwed up. But anyway, on to the rest of it. They've now added a few new decorative blocks. There's a lot of new flowers. We're used to just the yellow and the red flowers. The red flower has actually been renamed to the poppy. Then we have all of our other new flowers. I actually should have named these, but yeah. Pretty much there's just different colors for each type of flower, and we have like 3 of them give you light gray. We have some extra source of red, orange, and then we have a purple and blue flower, as well as they've added in new 2-block tall plants. So we can bone meal tall grass to make a double tall grass. We can bone meal ferns to make a tall fern, as well as we have these 2. This is a rose bush and a lilac. Is it? Yeah, it's somewhere in here. Yes, lilacs and the sunflower, of course. The sunflower will always face towards the east, where the sun rises from. So it's just, I don't know if there's anything useful beyond just, that's just interesting. And for other decorative blocks, they've actually added 2 types of dirt grass. This one dirt is actually a dirt with a value of 1, and it will not grow grass, period. So it looks like regular dirt. If I put regular dirt down, it'll probably grow, but if I use the give command to give myself, what is wrong? Give me a dirt block with a value of 1, this can actually be put down and will never grow grass. So this is actually part of the terrain generation. They want some areas that have no grass on them, period, and they don't want the grass spreading to it. If you break these, even with the Silk Touch pick, you'll still get a regular dirt block. But these can actually be obtained with Silk Touch. Oh, and to mention it, they did change the texture for the reeds, so they look a little bit different now, as well as they are now biome dependent, so depending on where you are, they will be a lighter or darker green, similar to the grass and leaves and other things. Now, for ice, they've added a second ice block. Now, the ice block here has a bunch of useful features. For example, we can put a torch next to it and it does not melt, which could be useful for certain types of builds where you want ice, but you want to be able to put torches and whatnot next to it. It does also count as a solid block. So, I can put a torch on it. I can send a redstone signal into it. And this is, I'm not sure if there's any actual useful feature out of that, but it is just as a note, it is a solid block. The regular ice, of course, just works the same. It's not been changed in any way, and it's just they've added this new one with some features. Of course, that doesn't mean that regular ice, unfortunately, it's not like regular ice where you can see through it, so it kind of doesn't help that it doesn't melt for those people who want ice and for the actual visual effects. Onto some other effects that they've done. You now actually can see the name of an item that is put into a item frame if you're within close enough distance to actually view it. So I just put that in there just for fun, which also brings us to another feature. If you punch an item frame, it'll actually pull the item out of the item frame before a second punch will break the item frame off. Now, get rid of you. Onto the new fishing mechanics. Oh, speaking of some of these settings, let's bring our music down there. So, new fishing actually has some mechanics. If you go to fish, they'll actually show some new particles around. You see some splashing around in the water as you go. And if we wait here for a second, you'll actually see a trail of splashes that will come up onto the lure. Maybe it takes a little too long with the, it still takes a while with these, but, yeah, let's forget about it with this one. Okay, let's grab our new fishing rod. So, the new fishing rod, forgot. Yeah. I forgot that it doesn't allow you to grab ones with enchantments. So, there are actually two new enchantments that you can get. There's Lure and Luck of the Sea. Now, these both affect fishing. The two different things that they do is Lure will actually make it so that when you go to cast, you'll have to wait less time before something comes and catches on. Now, Luck of the Sea will actually increase the chances of you getting rare things from fishing. So let's see how long this takes now so you can see it. So we cast it in. I don't know if moving affects it. I don't think it should. So we cast this in, and we'll talk about the different things in a moment here, what you can and can't get from fishing. Though what you can't get is actually a really long list. I think we'll just stick to what you can get, and there it goes. You see that the trail of water actually came up and caught onto the bottom of the hook. So instead of waiting for it to like jump around or something like that, you actually have an indication that it's... Oh, I caught on the bottom. Yeah, there's just a glitch with it floating in the air. But instead of waiting for it to obscurely, just dip down beneath the water and you always miss, they now have it so a trail of water from the fish coming to grab the hook will actually come up first and then pull it down. And we got another fish. So, our second fish we grabbed is actually a raw salmon. Now, the raw salmon is one of the new drops, which are the fish drops. They actually now have 4 types of fish. We have the raw fish regular, you have a raw salmon, they have the clownfish, and the puffer fish. The raw salmon can be cooked into a cooked salmon, which actually is really good for eating, but, I don't know. First, we'll take this, okay? The puffer fish is one of the new ones for eating, so we'll show you what it's like. What is my problem? Okay, sorry about that. I was just having some weird issue. And so we go to eat this, and we actually get poisoned. We get hunger and nausea. So it's quite devastating. There's actually a very long period of poisoning. So this can be extremely deadly. Now, let's grab... Oh, I don't have any milk. So, let's go. Effect. clear. Let's get rid of all this. So, now you can see that a clownfish only gives us about 1 underhaunch, but the cooked salmon will actually give us, it gives you 3, but we're a little bit more than 3 there, so we couldn't really check. Now, for the items, so we have our fish, we all checked out. The one benefit to the fish, besides eating it and being poisoned to death, is that you can actually use it to brew a potion. So the potion brewed from the pufferfish is actually a very useful potion. It gives you underwater, breathing underwater. So instead of the things like aqua affinity and whatnot that help you just see underwater or last a little bit longer underwater, when you have this water breathing potion, you actually go in and you will not lose any air for the duration of the effect. Now, as soon as I get rid of it, you will start drowning again, of course. I do wonder, though, I have not checked what happens when you drink a potion of water breathing while you are drowning. Do you go up or down? Let's see. Okay, so it actually just stops it. You don't gain any extra air, but you will stop losing air, which is very useful. So let's get rid of all don't know why my game's being weird. I keep on getting my shift or something stuck. I can't use anything. But, so the second category of items that you can pull up from fishing would be the junk box. Now you can get up like damaged fishing rods or leather boots, the bottle, the bowl, the sticks, the rotten flesh, the leather, and the string. Now somebody said the lily pads are a treasure, and I don't know. Maybe they are. I think they're kind of like junk, so I don't really... I just threw it in here. I don't know if there's any official list at this point in time about what is or isn't junk. As for treasure, there's actually a few nice things. You can get things like an enchanted fishing rod, enchanted bows, actual enchanted books, and you can get some really good enchanted books, as well as saddles and name tags. So, name tags are no longer that thing you have to spend hours looking for dungeons to find. You could spend hours fishing to get them as well. Okay, so now on to some of the other things you can do. So, they actually added another new command, the summon command. The summon command does actually a few different things. Like, I was messing around with one of them here. Let's see. We'll do summon. Is it not going to work if I do that? Summon. Yeah, I have to do lowercase. Prime TNT, and we'll do it 16 blocks above us, and see that? Blew up. Now, you can actually do NBT tags, so you can like change how long things do, or you can give things names as far as that goes, but I don't really know all the NBT tags or the syntax for how that works just yet, and so we just not worry about that. But what we can do is we can actually do a command block to summon a zombie, or whatever we want. Just throw a few zombies in here. Now, I'm still breathing. Get this out of my face. So, feature they've added in along with some of those achievement stat features, we can actually have a scoreboard track the number of stats we have. So anything that we were showing earlier in this can actually be tracked by a scoreboard. So it's actually number of kills or whatever since you've been tracking. So as you can see, I've killed 5 zombies, but I only show 1 zombie kill here because I actually reset that score. So we just get get a couple more kills, and all is well. And along with the summon ability, shows a previous output. I didn't know that was a new feature though. So, along with the summon feature, being able to summon zombies or whatever you want with NBT tag information, you can actually do a give command with items such as a sword or anything, and add NBT information to it as well. Some of the useful features of that, you can actually give items that have enchanted name. They have custom names, they have lore, and they have custom enchantments on it as well. So you can get enchantments that aren't actually attainable within the game as items that have been given NBT tags with those enchantments. And as far as that goes, I just have one other feature that I want to cover in this video, is the iron and gold pressure plates have been changed. No longer do they just count stacks of items, but what they do is they actually count the number of entities. So I throw a couple of these on here. Maybe if I throw this on here as well, you can see that there's 3 separate entities on this pressure plate. So now the redstone signal is 3 blocks. And of course, the iron one is the same way, but with a little bit less sensitivity. I do know that this feature just came about simply because there were people having issues with things that being able to, they wanted to be able to check the number of mobs and stuff in mob farms to help prevent having anything sort of like server crashing issues, mainly from having large mob farms and not being able to turn them off. So this was implemented, from what I heard, due to some issues like that, including also the fact that it doesn't seem like these were actually used a lot since they were implemented. So this gives them an actual good use for things that people want to do right now, as well as for things like maybe multiplayer puzzle maps or secret entrances or things like that where you have to have a specific amount of items. This is just another little fun way to run redstone like that, as well as having to count the number of people on it as well. So you can have things where you require 3 people to be standing on a pressure plate. I'm sure custom map makers will have fun time figuring out what to do with these to, have good features with them. But anyway, that's it for this part. I'll have another episode up soon talking about all the different features that are in the biome generation, and there's a lot. So, like I said, we'll spend the next time dedicated to that, and I'll see you guys then.